Ho, ho, ho.
Indeed.
Stiff, flaccid, and rigid.
Okay. That's our 3 elf names: stiff, flaccid, and rigid. How are we? All good?
Very good. Very good. Looking
Feels
forward to
good
this.
to be back. Feels good to be back. I've missed the last couple of weeks, so thank you guys for
Have you
holding
back?
it. Stellar jobs. Stellar jobs. You haven't liked my choice of covers like Batman. There was dicks in the background yesterday or last week. You wanted to rub it and sniff it, but you still didn't think. I still came second though.
You did.
Which
Yeah, joint first though.
Joint
oh,
first.
joint first.
Joint
Well,
first,
you know,
yeah.
half a point is still a point, but it's good to see your faces. How you been, guys? All right?
Yeah, man. Looking forward to the Christmas break. I must be honest. Work is stacked, so I'm looking forward to the break.
Yeah, same for me. Same for me. Ready for some time off. But looking forward to this. We've got some good stuff to cover tonight. I think.
Yeah, man.
Even though I haven't been on the show and I've been working my arse off to keep all the kids in Primark clothes over this festive season, I've still been reading a shed load of comics, and I've really, really enjoyed the comics. And I have to say, the 2 comics that we're reviewing tonight are fantastic. But one of them was meant to come out a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
So, Kill Your Darlings was meant to come out 2 weeks ago because it was on sneak peeks for next week. So that would have been the comic that we reviewed last week, but unfortunately it stayed. It came out this week. It came out last week, so we're reviewing it this week. And I'm so bloody looking forward to sharing my thoughts with you because it's been, I feel very privileged that we got to read 3 issues straight off the bat. Oh, yes. But the chat is buzzing. We've got the StreamYard duck, quack, quack. We've got Yuko Demands Christmas treats, compliments of the season killers. Good evening. We've got some greaser called Not Quite Mint. Oi, oi. Dr. Von Hoots, evening all, Spiral Dimension. Then we've got Mr. Batdan Dixon, A Up Me Ducks, and Fuzzy Dunlop. That time of year again. Hope you are well. We are all well. Thank you very much for joining. So, how do we do this again? I can't remember how we start the show.
Business end of the show, isn't that what you normally say?
Business end of the show.
It is the business end of the show. There we go. So without further ado, I bid to you. Bang, bang. So here we are. Let me put a little Christmas out on the old the Killer Covers title page.
So Christmas
Look at that. Look, we're all matching.
Tremendous. Tremendous.
It is. Little knobby. Killer Covers December 13th. So this is the business end start of the show. This is where things get business-like, I guess. I assume so.
This is it.
Yeah, so how's it been going these last couple of weeks? I know I haven't been in with a chance, but you know, is Andy still winning?
Yeah, I know. I think I'm winning now.
Oh, are you? Okay. Well,
I think it's going to come to the end of the year, and I might just win it. Might just nip it at the post.
You might just nip it at the post. There you go. You might come from behind and just take it at the last minute. But there we go. Oh look, we got a late straggler. Here we go. Leon Russell. Sorry, I'm late. Was watching Bad Santa. Great film. Great film. You think Bad Santa? You haven't seen the sequel ×3. Wait till you finish this show, mate. That'd be a good
Bad
one.
Santas.
So, there we go. Bad Santas.
Bad banters.
What was it? Stiff, rigid, and flaccid.
Stiff, rigid, and flaccid. Actually, we're in the right order. Stiff, rigid, and flaccid.
You mean by that?
Is it going with age?
Yeah.
How dare you? It's true, but how dare you? I'm medicated, I'll have you know.
This is
on the subject of Bad Santa. Last week, Charlie, you picked the Scratch and Sniff Santa cover for DC.
It's actually Rub and Smell. Rub and Smell.
Yes. I think Fuzzy might have mentioned that he was going to pick it up. I'm very interested to know what it smells like. So if anyone in the group or in the chat has actually got one and tried it, can you let us know what it smells like?
Well, I've got it from Slabbed Crusaders, so I'm hoping that comes before Christmas. But I've been searching the internet and I haven't found any comments on it or anything. Like, I don't know. Maybe it's just, I want to think it's like stale blood because you know his face is battered.
Yeah.
I'm sure Ed Vick said he got it, didn't he? Ed Vick said he picked up a copy, yeah.
It was like a waste of 20 quid.
It's like a waste of 20 quid. Definitely. 100%.
Absolutely, yeah. Money burning. That's what it smells
like. Is that how much it was?
Don't know, mate. You've got one ordered. You should know. You pay for it, will you?
I don't know. I really don't know. I ain't got a clue.
20 quid to sniff someone's dirty beard. You weirdo.
Smells peppermint, I hear. How are you hearing
Why
peppermint?
Peppermint.
Peppermint.
Well, why not? Yeah. Smells like jizz.
Smells like Mrs. Claus.
Does it? Smells like Mary Claus. There we go. So yes, as I do digress, this is the killer covers, the festive killer covers, which was today, December the 13th, which was yesterday even. Right, so there we go. Up first. You know how this goes. Jesus Christ. If
Right, had a stroke. Sorry, everyone. Come back next week.
December the 13th, which was yesterday, new comic book day. There we go. So up first. Oh, go on, Tom.
Yeah, so my choice this week is Moon Knight issue 30, and I've gone for the 1 in 100 Greg Capullo Virgin variant. I thought this was absolutely stunning, and I just love the way that it looks like the gravity is kind of pulling Moon Knight up on the moon. I just think it's ace, and I love these kind of two-tone covers. And Greg Capullo is just an incredible artist. So, need I say more?
Yes, please do, because I'd like to know more about it.
There's not much else I can tell you about it, apart from it's Greg Capullo, it's Moon Knight, he's on the moon, it looks ace, and you should vote for me.
No, I do quite like this. I do, but is it a 1 in 100 though? Like, it's an amazing cover. It is an amazing cover, but I just don't know if that was to be a 1 in 30 or a 1 in 25, I'd be like, okay, fair enough. But for a 1 in 100, I'm like,
yeah, but there are some shite 1 in 100s out there.
100%.
This actually blows out the water.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%. But it is good though. Has either of you been reading this?
I've read the latest issue recently, and just to see what was going on in it, because it's his death in it. But
yeah. See, I read the first 3 or 4 issues, and then I was watching a TV show, and I got up to the last episode and was like, "This is jank. I'm not watching it." And I turned it off.
I thought it was quite good, the TV show.
Nah, so I couldn't find myself getting into it. But you never know. If I was to purchase this 1 in 100, I might.
Moon Knight for me, it's too complicated, if that makes sense. We've talked a lot, in the past about it makes me head hurt trying to read it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think this cover is lovely. I love the cape. I like that version of the costume. It looks very cool. I'm no astrologer, but I think the scale might be slightly off. I'm not sure.
He's not on the moon.
Is he not? Where is he then? What's that?
Asteroid.
He's on a what?
Asteroid.
I thought that was the moon as well, Pete. So I won't.
But I love the contrast of the black and white. But I have an aversion.
He's bigger. He's a bigger person than the moon. Like his persona is bigger than the moon itself.
I like the way you're thinking, Tom. Yeah, I do have a slight aversion to Moon Knight covers, but because I got absolutely suckered into the Moon Knight relaunch, and I think I ended up buying about 20 issue 1 variant covers, all of which are worth note now. But that said, I do like this cover. I think the black on white looks great.
Yeah, man.
I would hope for a 1 in 100 he would be on the moon. But it is a nice cover though. It is a nice cover, but it's Marvel. The paper's going to be shit. So if this was a foil and cardstock, I think you're onto a winner there, Tom.
Real problem with Marvel's paper, hasn't he?
I hate it.
I mean, to be fair, he barely mentions it. He doesn't.
No,
honestly.
I mean, that's probably the first time I've heard it in 2023.
Yeah.
No, I've said it at least 23,000 times. There we go. But yeah, no, this is a good cover, and Greg Capullo is fantastic.
2024, I'm going to mark every time he mentions the paper.
Go for it. Maybe that could be the new scarf sheet. Maybe that could be the new scarf sheet.
Yeah.
But was
Harley
it?
Quinn. We're going to play Charlie Bingo in 2024.
Was it We Are Demons that he done with Scott Snyder?
It is,
Greg
mate.
Capullo.
Yes. Yeah. He did do
I don't know
a Batman
why
series as well.
This artwork really reminded me of Greg Capullo's work in We Are Demons, like the way it is and like the black and the shading and stuff like that. So
I'm not surprised
it is
it's the
good.
same artist.
No, I know it's the same artist, you nutter. I'm just saying, like, it's very reminiscent of what he did for We Are Demons. Moving on, Moon Knight 1 in 100. I've gone for Spider-Gwen Smash, issue number 1. Big time collectibles, John Jang variant cover. I went for this solely because I like John Jang's work, and this was the first cover. John Jang was the first cover I won the vote with at the start of this year, so I thought I might end it.
It
John Jang
exactly
cover. Yeah. Fingers crossed. Yes, it does look exactly the same. Funny that, because it's the same artist. Touche. No, but no, the colours are really good on this. I'm not sure about like the title though, Spider-Gwen Smash. Like, I don't read Spider-Man. Is this following on? Is this a breakaway from the Spider-Gwen comics?
I think it's like, mashed potato, but it's like the smash version.
Oh, it's the cheap version. There we go.
The
cheap version. But yeah, I've gone for this. What do you guys honestly think of it?
Honestly, I think it's really nice. It's really like it pops, and I think if you saw it on the shelf, you'd pick it up. My only problem is I do think it's pretty much identical to the one that you won with, like in position wise and everything, which is a shame. Because I think he could do something so much better with this character. My problem with I love John Jang, don't get me wrong, but some of his stuff, if you look close enough, you can see he's just rehashed a Photoshop file.
Yeah.
And that annoys me a little bit because he is a talented artist. Like think something like the Joker covers and stuff that he's done that are like really like grim and quite like horrific. And then he does things like this, and you think, oh man, I'm not quite.
Do you think that comes into time constraints though? Because like
Possibly.
A lot of these artists must be
Marvel.
like, I've got so much to do, and that's the thing. Marvel must be very pushing.
Also, he knows what sells. I mean, people will pick up this. Do you know what I mean? Because it has no link probably to the comic, but it's a stunning image. The colours pop. I love the use of the pinks. You know, it looks really, really good.
You have the use of pinks.
The pink.
There we go.
I like a bit of pink.
So that's my Spider-Gwen Smash one, John Jiang. And then we've got...
Flaccid
Look
choice.
at that, man. Look at that. This is Batman Guardian of Gotham issue number 2. Read this
Guardian?
video.
I thought it was Gargoyle.
That's what I said. Gargoyle of Gotham. It's Geordie. We interchange words all the time, man.
So
Gargoyle of Gotham.
Up north, they call their gargoyles Guardians.
This is the Raphael. I can't say his name. Raphael Grandpa Noir edition.
Yeah, that's the one.
I know it's samey. We've seen Batman standing, looking penance kind of like over Gotham hundreds and hundreds of times in the rain. But I'm a sucker for that kind of cover. I love the use of his cape. I love that it looks all kind of, it's not smooth. It looks kind of tattered and rugged, you know. And I like this guy's art style. The art in the book's actually really, really strong. So yeah, I like it. I'd like a virgin copy of that without the Batman Seen it again, man. Gargoyle of Gotham splattered all over it. So yeah,
there we go. Leon Russell. Charlie's is definitely a step up from last week. At least it's not got a cock on it this time.
Well, you say that.
There we go.
So yeah,
I think this is really nice, mate. I think you've made a very good choice. And although, like you said, we have seen plenty of Batman, brooding over Gotham in the rain like a gargoyle, and this is what it says on the tin sort of situation. But I actually quite like the composition of this. I'm not sure we've seen him in this sort of state before, and I do like the way that the rain makes his cape look tattered. So I do think you've made a good choice. Yeah. However, how fucking tall is he? Like, his cape is so long. Yeah. I mean, surely that would get caught in what he's climbing.
He's not thought of the practicality of a cape.
No, he hasn't.
Not at all.
No.
Yeah, schoolboy.
And when it's pissing wet as well.
Exactly. Whenever I wear a cape, I always make sure it's about ankle length. That's the premium.
Well, the thing is, like standing on the telecommunications tower in the rain with a metallic belt on and a cape like that, you are asking for trouble.
Yeah,
absolutely.
You really
radiating his balls, isn't he? He's not going to have kids.
He is. And what Fuzzy's saying, issue 1 came out 3 months ago exactly. I've been reading this, and I totally forgot about it. Yeah. Honestly, I totally forgot about it. And
we did issue 1.
Didn't.
No, we did.
Yeah, we did issue 1. Yeah, we did do issue 1. Yeah, we did.
I thought we did issue 1.
I enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. And because Raphael Grandpa's doing the artwork and everything, he's kind of owning the whole thing. I'm really like the story is great. It's a different story of Batman and stuff, but it's good. But waiting 3 months for an issue.
Issue 1 for me was much stronger than issue 2, I have to say. But yeah, good.
Yeah, but no, I love this cover. So this is it. We've got Moon Knight 1 in 100 Good Capullo from Tom. We've got the Spider-Gwen Smash John Jiang Virgin variant cover, and we have the Raphael Grandpa Noir edition of Batman Gargoyle of Gotham issue number 2. Tom, would you do the honours and get the vote live, please, sir?
It is live. We are away, mate.
Got it. And we have a Mr. Perpetual in the chat. Good evening, sir. Hope you are well. Merry Christmas and all that. banging jazz.
Pang, shitting.
There we go. So now we can get down to business. We can relax now. Our egos have been passed. We've parked them now while we review the comics. 2 fantastic comics from last week. Week 49, Transformers issue number 3, written and art by the fantastic Daniel Warren Johnson, and then the colouring by Mike Spicer. And then we have Kill Your Darlings issue number 3, written by Ethan S. Parker. Fantastic. Fan-bloody-tastic. So up first, we have Transformers issue number 3. Skybound, Image Comics, main cover. Daniel Warren Johnson, cover B is by Turin Clark. Orlando Oracina, 1 in 10. And then we've got the Nick Dragotta 1 in 50 variant cover. Tom, Pete, I know you absolutely love Transformers, so I think it's only right that I pass it over to you two to take charge of this, and I can put in my 10 pence worth at the end.
Your 10 pence worth at the end, like that.
Yes.
Cool. Peter, do you want to take it or do you want me to take it? Shall we go? What was it? What's it? Stiff? What's it in flaccid? What's the one in the middle?
Rigid.
Do you want to go rigid or flaccid?
Rigid and
go
stiff.
rigid.
Go rigid.
Go rigid, and then they'll flap around with the flaccid one at the end. Eh?
All right.
There we go.
So, issue 3 of Transformers. Obviously, I'm going to be massively biased because Transformers is my jam. It's kind of what I'm into. Daniel Warren Johnson is by far one of my favorite artists and definitely one of my favorite writers at the moment. So picking up issue 3, we kind of go into it just after everything's kicked off and one of the main characters' friends has been killed at the oil rig. Sparkplug's mate has been killed. He goes back home to get a load of weaponry, and then his daughter comes back to, see where her dad is and stuff. And obviously Spike's out there helping the Transformers and stuff. So this episode didn't disappoint. I wasn't expecting anything in particular. Just wanted more Transformers, more story, find out a little bit more about Spike, Sparkplug, what's happened to the other son that we found out about in the first issue. Will we find out a little bit more about him? We didn't find out any more about him. It was just a colossal Transformer fest. It was just Transformers fighting Transformers, humans shooting Transformers doing suplexes, Transformers doing... It was just amazing. From start to finish, it was just amazing. But Daniel Warren Johnson has this knack for drawing you into characters you don't necessarily give much of a crap about. Yeah. So you kind of feel for Chris Cliffjumper at one point because he gets shot in the face with a rocket launcher and you're a little bit like, oh shit, he was only trying to help. And then you really feel for Spike's dad, who's trying to protect his family and friends. And then you feel for Optimus Prime because he's trying to protect Spike and everything else, and he's getting misjudged. And it's just so well done that each individual character has its own little pocket story within this major story that's going on. I just thought, what an absolute masterpiece. I thought there's a bit with Optimus Prime and his arm. It is just totally insane. And he just completely kicks ass, mate. It was just quality from start to finish. What did you guys think? Go on. Give us some flaccid.
I absolutely love this comic. This is probably my favorite in terms of the last 3 issues. This is probably my favorite read of the year so far. I'm a massive Transformers fan like you, Tom. This is hitting all the spots for me. It's just a fun read. Do you know when you just sit down and you just smile as you're reading it? And like you say, the action in this is amazing. I'm getting my cheap thrills from scenes like that when one of you guys has picked there where you see Prime transforming, but it's not just a kind of a quick transform. It's you can see, if you had the toy, you can see the maneuvers and the head swiveling and stuff. I love that.
Did you sorry to interrupt, Pete, did you see his he did a little YouTube video about kind of a Q&A? So he talks about that particular thing that you just mentioned. He talks about it. So he has a G1 is it MP1 or MP10 on his desk. So he transforms it and draws it as he's doing it.
You can tell.
So it actually comes directly from the toy.
You can absolutely tell, because the artwork's amazing. I'm reading this, but I'm reading it with the voices of the cartoon in my head. So when Soundwave is talking, I'm I'm sitting and I can hear the voice in my head. That's how much I'm enjoying it. My only criticism is I would agree with Fuzzy what some of the guys are saying. This issue in particular was a real quick read, unless you spent time to sit and kind of really pore over every panel, which I did. Do you know what I mean? But you could quickly go through this because it was so kinetic. It was so, you know,
It was fast paced, wasn't it?
Fast paced, yeah. But yeah, I am loving this. I think I picked the central page there, and I picked it purely. I think that's the one I picked. I picked it purely.
Oh mate, mine's not even there. The one I picked.
No, Tom, I'd already done them because I'd just save time because there was I could have done 5 or 6 slides.
But I think again for me, sorry, the panel I picked, it's a bit like what we were talking about last week, Tom. I think Prime has been absolutely. I'm getting on my hobby horse. Prime has been screwed over by the Michael Bay movies. He's come across like a prick. This issue again showed what a leader he is, but also his humanity. I mean, throwing himself in front of, you know, the kid on the floor, ripping his own arm off, and the noise when the Energon axe kicks it. Love it. Can you guess? I liked it. It was.
But it was what I really liked. There was that bit where you said about the ripping of his arm off and stuff, and how, essentially he has been screwed over by the Michael Bay. But what I like about this is it goes back to the original Optimus Prime of he's not supposed to be a leader. He's not supposed to be a warrior. He's just a normal dude who was given the power because he was good enough to be the leader. So he doesn't actually, although he can kick ass and stuff, he just doesn't want to. He wants to protect and serve rather than be a monster, which is what never came across in the Michael Bay movies. He always came across like a warrior, which was not really his character. Sorry, Charlie, you were going to say your turn.
You say that he never wanted to be a leader and stuff, and he don't really lose his shit. But in this, when he rips his arm off, and he's just because obviously he's obviously grown close to Spike, because Spike Witwick, he's grown close to him, so he's kind of this is the human race. And there's a page in this, the flashback from when he looks down at Spike and he sees the deer, and he thinks, I can't let this happen again. This is such an emotional ride, and Daniel Warren Johnson as doing this, he did it in Do a Powerbomb. He's done it in what's the one with the guitar, the electric guitar?
Murder Falcon.
Murder Falcon. I'm halfway through reading that again, and he's done it in that, and he pulls at the emotional heartstrings on it, and he just gets you invested in all the characters. I mean, that panel on the left hand side where Spike gets shot, I genuinely read that. I was like, and I froze for a moment. I was like, shit. Totally out of the blue, he's done it again. For the first one, you see Optimus Prime step on the deer, and then he, at the end of the first issue, he rips up. Doesn't he? He just grinds one of the characters and rips him in half or something.
It's Starscream, isn't it?
Yeah.
Carly's dad. Is it Carly? Yeah, it's Carly's dad.
Yeah, and you're like, oh my god, he's just literally, and then totally out of the blue, you don't expect that. You see all the guns firing, and you think, shit, he's just shot his own son. But then it was just such a great comic. I wanted more of it. And as Fuzzy said, right, the colours are cracking too. It's fantastic. It was fast paced and there weren't a lot of words. But I think to counteract with there not being a lot of dialogue, I think the page that Tom, you picked, and also Peter's picked in the middle, you don't need a lot of words when you've got the massive, blown up letters and everything behind it, because you're kind of looking at that and thinking, you just kind of say it, do you know what I mean? And this comic is such an easy read. I'm massively into my Transformers. I just want
if you see Dr. Von Hoot's comment about the Prime does a Death Valley driver, it's one of the most metal things in the thing. That's literally was the panel I picked, and I totally agree with you. What you have to remember is Daniel Warren Johnson is massively into heavy metal,
into wrestling,
and he's wrestling and things, and so it's those sorts of things you can tell straight away in the way he draws, the way he does things. He's got such a passion for this stuff, and you can see that his passion for Transformers is rubbing into this series. I'm kind of gutted that he's only doing the artwork for I think it's 5 or 6 issues.
Absolutely.
But at least he's writing it. He's the ongoing writer. So whoever takes over is still going to be doing it Daniel Warren Johnson's way.
Here's a question for you. We're used to reading Murder Falcon, he wrote and drew. Do a Powerbomb, he wrote and drew. This, he's written and he's drawn. Do you think there will be fans out there that are I'm not going to be invested because I prefer his art to his writing style? Do you think there's going to be that divide of, I like Daniel Warren Johnson's writing when it's collaborated with his art, or I like it when he's writing on his own? I, for one, like to read what he's drawn, because you kind of get that sense of he's put everything into this. When he's writing it, you're handing that creative spark over to someone else to try and draw down what you've written. And unless you've got that really good bond, like, for instance, Dan Panosian does with Giorgio Spalletta, they kind of understand and they cross over in the comic. Yeah. With this, I really don't know how I'm going to do, because when that was first announced and he came out straight away and said, I'm doing the first 5 or 6 issues, and then I'm just going to be taking it back, so I'm going to be doing the writing as well. I don't know how I feel about that, which is why I said, you two are massive Transformers fans. Tom, you're a massive Daniel Warren Johnson fan. How do you feel about going forward?
I'm not entirely keen on the idea, if I'm honest. Mainly because, like you said, I've not read anything that he's written and not drawn, as it were. So, yeah, I'm not sure if I'm keen on it. However, I'm up for giving anything a chance. And there are a lot of really good Transformer artists out there that could come in and complement his art style, like Goody Gudio. He's a really good Transformer artist. You've got Don Figaro, who hasn't been on a Transformer comic since Dreamwave, and he's an amazing artist. There's all those Transformer artists that kind of haven't seen the limelight for years that could come back and do some stuff that could definitely benefit from it. What do you think, Blassie?
I'm gutted. I'm gutted about it because I agree with everything you've just said, Tom. There are some stunning Transformer artists out there, really, particularly from the Marvel UK kind of run as well. You know, some of those guys are stunning. But for me, part of my enjoyment of this series has been the wrestling moves, the kind of the fighting style that I'm not used to seeing with Transformers. They quite often stood quite stationary, shooting guns at each other. This is quite a physical kind of. I love all of that, so I hope we get that continuing on. Maybe I'm just Christmas optimism. I'm hoping he sees how much the fans are enjoying this. He's loving doing it himself. I'm hoping we'll get a change of opinion, perhaps. You know, and
I hope so.
He doubles down. Maybe. I don't know. That would
we
be
might
cool.
do. In that YouTube video I mentioned where he talked about the transforming the characters and checking on the movements and things, he does mention that it all depends on his workload on whether or not he continues to do it. But he has said that he's never done a series longer than 8 issues or 12 issues. So if he did, this would be the first time he does it.
I mean, you know, this is all kind of, is it Kirkman who's kind of leading the charge with this new universe? If he's got any nouns
Optimism Prime.
If he's got any nouns about him, you'll be seeing how this has just absolutely been embraced by, you know, everybody, not just Transformers fans. It's become one of the biggest comics out there. So you would be thinking he'd be knocking on his door with a nice big check saying, come on, we need to continue this momentum and try and get him back somehow, I would hope.
Yeah,
there's another question.
I would say this would be me pulling my golden stamp this year on this book.
Could you picture, do a powerbomb or Murder Falcon being drawn by someone else now that you've read it?
Do a powerbomb. I haven't read Murder Falcon yet. I've got it.
So Murder Falcon, no, definitely not. Do a powerbomb, maybe, because obviously the guys who did Crimson Cage did a great job.
Yeah, they did.
So they could probably do a powerbomb, and I think Greg Capullo as well, like we mentioned, he could do a very good do a powerbomb style stuff. All those kind of gritty artists, a bit like is it Tony S. Daniels who does Noctera? He's got a similar art style.
But the only reason I say that is because we're halfway through this. So you've got used to the artistic talent. You've got used to everything. You've got used to the panels division. You've got used to everything. To go, unless it falls within the first arc ending and then the second arc beginning, that would be the perfect natural break point for a new artist to come in, like they do with the Batman stories. If it's just going to continue and the second arc doesn't kick off until issue 8, for instance, and the new artist starts at issue number 5 or 6, the OCD in me is like, why? What are you doing? Just see it out. Just literally see it out.
Yeah. 6 issues is a pretty perfect kind of number for a trade paperback as well, isn't it? So you kind of think that's maybe the plan, that he's doing the first story arc, then hand it over, you know? There
we go. Look, Dr. Von Hell no, do a powerbomb with world-class storytelling through the art. Exactly.
Yeah, it's quite right, to be fair. I mean, I reckon there are other artists that could do it, but that is a true statement, in all fairness. That, yeah, it is a masterclass, actually. I just had to quickly Google it because I couldn't remember how to say it or what the name was, because I was just going to call it Amputated. But Extremity, have you read that yet?
I've got it, but I haven't read it.
No.
Yeah.
It's probably one of his best works, I would say, out of all. Because after we did the spotlight, I went back and reread all of his work, and Extremity is probably one of my favorites, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I've picked that up.
Yeah.
I need to read it.
Andy's just said another thing. The artwork would be nothing without Spicer's colours. Mike separates the
that's true,
colours.
mate.
Is Spicer going to be still doing the colouring? Because if it isn't, then the whole dynamic of this comic just changed for me.
I don't know, mate, to be honest. Possibly not. Depends what I suppose Daniel goes on to do next, because they are kind of like a bit of a dream team. They do pretty much everything together now.
Yeah.
It's a bit like Jim Lee and Scott Williams. They're a bit of a dream team, aren't they? Always do stuff together.
So overall, this comic, I'm loving it so far. I think this could be a whole book full of just panels and no narrative and just images like this. Because I think there's like 7 speech bubbles on this. So that for me would be great. I'm really loving it. 3 issues in, I just want more of it. Yeah. I just want to see more Transformers. I want to see more Transformers shit. Everything is just, I'm all over this.
Now you've just said that about how many bubbles are in there. There's only 10 in 3 pages that you've just put up. There's only 10 bubbles. And one of those is him going, ah!
Yeah.
How cool is that we can read this story without dialogue because the art is so good?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
So that goes to my point. Will it happen? But I'm loving this.
Of the year for me.
I've got to give that. I think I would have to agree with you on that one, Tom. All happy? All good to move on, boys?
Yeah,
I know it's a shame.
Yeah, man. 10 out of 10.
There we go. So up next, we had Kill Your Darlings, issue number 3, written by Ethan S. Parker and the art by Griffin Sheridan, who was very nice to drop over on Instagram and comment on us reading this and stuff. So 2 covers for this, nice and simple. Main cover by Bob Quinn, and then the cover B is by Ryan Stegman. I'm going to start on this because I absolutely love this. This, as I said to Griffin Sheridan on Instagram yesterday, this totally went under my radar. And I think it's only because I picked it as one of the indie picks a few weeks ago, as we mentioned before.
Or was it a Final Cut or one of the 2?
It was one of the 2, and I'd never had no interest in reading it. And then when I kind of was like, oh, it's actually won the vote, let's do it. I'm so glad, because this is, how would I sum this up? If you're a lover of I Hate Fairyland, and kind of something is killing the children-esque with little bits put in and Dungeons and Dragons and stuff. This has kind of got the essences of all of them 3 goodnesses put into one, and you kind of end up with this magical mayhem chaos story that is really, really good to read. Like, I'm really, really enjoying it. Like, I love I Hate Fairyland and stuff, and this just had essences and little snippets of that. And we'll get onto it when we go over to the page and stuff like that. But I think I really enjoyed it more because I got to read 3 issues off the bat, straight one after another, instead of having to wait in. And sometimes I like doing that. So sometimes when we do it on the show, and it's like, oh, I don't know, Something's Killing the Children, issue number 37, and I've only read up to 26. It kind of finds my love for the story again, going into it and reading all of it, and then reading it off the bat like you would a trade paperback. But this for me was, I absolutely loved it. I'll comment more, but I want to see interested to see what you two say. Or not.
I wasn't sure whether Pete was going to go before me.
I was being polite and waiting for you, Tom.
Okay. I will be completely transparent and honest. I only read this one. I didn't read issue 1 or 2 because I just couldn't find the time to sit down and read 3 books back to back, unfortunately. However, that didn't take it away from the book itself. I now want to go back and read issue 1 and 2. I thought issue 3 was really engaging. I didn't get the start, obviously.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that links into issue 1 or 2, the whole kind of vampire-y thing that's going on. But I thought it was a really decent story. I mean, you didn't have to have any prior knowledge of the 2 issues beforehand to pick up who's who, what's going on, and kind of where they're going with the story. I thought it was really, really good. The artwork is lovely. Really, really nice artwork. And the colouring was insane as well. I actually really enjoyed it. I think, like you said, Charlie, I think if you're a fan of I Hate Fairyland and a bit of Something Is Killing the Children, this is right up your street. Absolutely. I loved the little animal characters. I thought they were great. I just thought they were
Wallace. He's a G.
Yeah.
But
there's like,
and he's Australian as well.
Yeah. And then there's the when they go from like their kind of cool little world into the world on the final panel where it's like no color. And they go past those massive mammoth dudes. They were cool as shit. I just thought it really, really cool.
Yeah. Pete?
So I read issue 1 of this a good while ago and just loved it. I loved the storyline of it. I loved the world building it was setting up. And Tom, each issue so far has started with this kind of 2 pages set in a different time period of them killing a woman or killing a child. But there's no narrative to explain kind of what the link is to the story, other than some kind of witchcraft kind of stuff going on.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so it's been really interesting. It's almost like a separate little 2-page tale before the main event, as it were.
Do you know what other books do that? Japanese manga do that.
Right, yeah.
So I wonder if that's like something they've picked up from that, because
Yeah,
those stories actually mean something at the end.
Yeah, well, that's what I was going to... I'm assuming it's all going to link in at some point in the future, and she's, to explain the narrative a little bit. I read issue 2 and 3 on the belt yesterday. Issue 2, I know we're talking issue 3, but issue 2, the page where you've just got the elephant standing in the corridor with the bow and arrow, it just made us laugh. It was just stunning. I loved it. I love the art. I love the writing. I think it's really clever in terms of the kind of the quips and things like that. I think our friend who was accompanying her, who kind of saw the elephant for the first time and stuff like that, was really genuinely funny. Yeah, I just think it's great, and I'm interested to see where the story goes. You've mentioned that it's a bit like Something's Killing the Children. For me, I'm getting not as in depth and nowhere near as detailed, but I'm getting something epic kind of vibes. That kind of, imaginary stuff blending into the real world.
Scooby-Doo.
Yeah. And this bit where, they're sitting in the bar. I don't think we haven't got a panel, but when they're sitting in the bar and you can see all the colourful characters, and then you cross over to some, I think it's koalas, and they're just greyed out, and that's because the life's been sucked out of them. It kind of
like that bit in the bar. When I was reading it, I thought they was in like some illegal place, because it's like you don't that's it. We don't smoke our own product and stuff like that. And he comes out and he's like triple X, it's coffee, and I thought it was really great the way that the speech bubble been done. All the words were joined up, and I went through it like reading it, and I was like, oh my god, this geezer's so wired. But it was so it's funny. It really is funny. No, I think it's really, really funny.
I'm enjoying it. I think it's really cool.
And I think that first one you picked, Pete, is that reminds me. That's why I was looking up there, because that cover up there is Mirka Andolfo's Mercy. Right. Have you ever read that?
Mercy was great, yeah.
Mercy was wicked, and I'm still trying to find the trade paperback. So if anyone in the chat knows where I can get it from, I don't want the French version, because that's the only version I can seem to find.
Didn't it get cancelled after 3 issues, Charlie?
Yeah, no, 6 issues. There's 6 issues. There is 6 issues of it, because I've got all the single issues of it. But the first panel here just reminded me of it, because I think it was set in 1875 or something stupid like that.
I just love the way it goes from. I mean, the central panel there. You've got weird, colourful elephants and bright colours and stuff like that. But then you've got that... I mean, that's horrific. For those that haven't read it, that's the mother eating her own child, Yeah. It's like, where you jump from that to an Australian elephant in a, in a kind of a safari outfit shooting a bow and arrow, and you think, well, okay. It's mental.
I loved it. But didn't you? Like, I kind of am really starting to like the artwork because of the coal. The story, the book The Coal. That artwork is very fresh, very like thick lines and really detailed graphics. This one is really very much like that. And please tell me if I'm the only one that in that middle panel I flipped the comic book upside down.
Yeah.
I just thought I'm just really loving this. And there's an horrific bit at the end. Like you can see it in the end panel where her friend literally gets dragged off, and Wallace is like, "Oh shit, g'day mate, shit mate, what are you doing, princess?"
See you later, mate.
See you later. And I just, where is it? Griffin Sheridan said on Instagram yesterday, he said, "You think it's been good so far? We've got so much stuff planned for it." And I think this is going to be a silent creeper, you know. I think this is going to creep up and people are going to start enjoying it. So if this is the comic you want to jump on, and I think it's going to be really, really good. I think it's going to get bigger and bigger next year. And I think this could probably, I don't think it's going to end after like 6 or 12 issues, to be fair. I think this will keep going on and on and on.
Yeah. It's really good. Two good books this week, which was nice.
Yeah, man.
I love weeks like this where the comics are really, really good. Like, and you can just, I mean, we've spent 40 minutes talking about 2 comics, which is good because the chat's been going. It's awesome. I think people are taking the mick out of Ed Vick saying that how much has he had to drink. But I've been with that guy. We've been drinking with that guy, and we know how much he can drink.
He's teetotal. He's teetotal.
There's levels to this shit, and we're not in there yet. But 2 fantastic comics. I think it's been a good tail end to the year. Really, really enjoying this. Looking forward to seeing what the guys have got coming up for this, and I'm sure we can agree that we will probably continue to review this on the show.
I'd like to read more of this.
Yeah. Boom. So up next we have the Killer Van. There we go. A little jingly out on that. There we go. Killer Indie Picks for December 20th. So up first, I had to go for this. So a few weeks ago we were sitting on the show and I showed you some images from this. This is awesome. This came out in trade paperback, digital. It was Comixology. It was fantastic. Then obviously Dark Horse Comics have now got the rights. It seems that they have a lot of the rights from the Comixology stuff coming over. Scott Snyder, Notion. This comic is all kinds of awesomeness. If you like your Wild Wild West, if you like your guns, if you like your hellfire, if you like this twisted mentality of murder and great comic writing and artistic talents, this is definitely up there for you. And it's only issue 2. It seems like years ago that I read the full thing, but issue number 2. Pete, you're shaking your head. I would definitely get into this.
Yeah,
one.
I've not read this one. I'm going to jump on this one. Is this the one where you had some of the original art? Or you sent some? Yeah. I'll definitely jump on this one. This looks really cool.
Publish it, but yes. Yeah. Tom, is this up your street?
Mate, yeah, I read an amazing review about this because obviously, like you said, it's already come out on Comixology. I read an amazing review that basically was like, if you like John Wayne and you like speed, and you quite like crack cocaine and steroids, then it's for you. So I was like, yeah, cool, sounds good, I'm in.
Yeah, no, honestly, it's right up there. It's gonna be good, and I think there's 6 issues, so yes, one to look out for. There we go, Thomas.
Yeah, so I think this is the penultimate issue of the Plot Holes, which I've massively been loving. Sean Murphy can do no wrong in my eyes. So yeah, I picked the Plot Holes as my indie pick. Again, one of those ones you can't really pick up unless you go to your local comic book shop. So make sure that you go and order it if you are interested in the Plot Holes. It's been great. I've loved it. It's one we think we reviewed issue 1, 2, and 3. I don't think we did issue 4, but yeah, this was amazing. Love it. Great series. Well worth picking up, guys.
Yeah, I've not read any of this one either. I need to get into this one.
This is it's really, really enjoyable, and I love how the simplicity of they jump from comic to comic create. I just think it's something that's never been done before. But I mean, again, this came out on a trade paperback in 2022, and now they've kind of released it. Not trade paperback.
The Ashcan trade paperback, yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah, but this is another one, and this is Sean Murphy on the writing and on the art as well. So that's pretty good. There we go. 2.
So this is my pick, The Deviant, issue number 2. This is by James Tynion, with art by Josh Hickson. Have you guys read issue 1?
Yes.
This is right up my street. Tom, I'm not sure you'll enjoy this one.
This is all kinds of, excuse the French, fucking, like, I love this. This is, for me, like, I'm going to jump on your bandwagon, mate. But James Tynion really does know how to write a good horror book. He really does.
Yeah.
He really does.
So, I mean, this is a really intriguing story. So it's basically you go back in time a little bit to a kind of a town where this guy dressed as Santa basically kills a group of kids, and then he's in jail 20 years, 30 years, whatever it may be later on, and he's being interviewed by someone. And as he's being interviewed, there's kind of the Santa thing comes back and is in the town, and you can see it in the background there of the window looking just through. That's outside your house, Tom. And it's just, it grabbed us. The first issue, I just thought this is like the start of a really cool slasher movie. You know, it could be a TV movie. So yeah,
Sounds
I'm
amazing.
intrigued. I'm intrigued. Yeah.
No, Tom, honestly, I think it's just give it a read. And like, but then saying that within the first
You read.
5 or 6 pages of issue number 1, I was kind of like, oh, this is. I don't think Tom would like this. But even
I
number
like
1,
Christmas. I don't want my Santa Claus to be a fucking murderer.
well, you know, something for everyone, isn't it? But yeah, this is. I'm looking forward to this, and I think look, Dr. Von Hooter said, look, you can't wait for this as well. Edvic is looking forward to this, and I think Connie said,
You're all weird.
No, she said, I'm so far behind on comics. I read issue number 1 of Canary and never went back. I forgot it existed. Well, now is the time to jump back on that bandwagon and remember that it exists and read it. So, yes, there we go. Some of the best slasher storyboarding I've ever seen in a comic.
Yeah,
100% agree with you there, mate. 100% agree with you there.
What's wrong with reading My Little Pony or fucking Care Bears or
fucking Care Bears? I don't think I've read that one.
Oh, I like Care Bears.
Oh yeah, Care Bears are great.
Yeah.
No, he said fucking Care Bears. I think.
Oh no, I've not read it. I've watched it. I've watched it.
Yeah, I've watched that one as well.
That's yes. Moving swiftly on. That's on Bravo at 10 o'clock tonight. So 15 minutes, so you can catch that over on Bravo or Dave. There we go. So, also we've gone for the. I had to pick this as well. Animal Pound, right? So this is basically you've got a pet, and it's fed up of being a pet, and it might have been caged up. What happens when they rebel? This was one that was meant to come out a couple of weeks ago, and it's now coming out next week. Tom King, Peter Gross. I'm very much looking forward to this. Was
this?
I remember seeing this one a while ago. I was intrigued.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't like Tom King's writing, so I think I'd give this a go if it got picked to read. I just think he's one of those writers that writes so intelligently and forgets that not all of us are on the same wavelength. I found that with Strange Academy, Strange Tales, and I found that with his Batman run as well. I thought it was very much like, okay, Batman is a detective, great. I understand he's got to do detective stuff, but for those of us who don't know what those forensic scientists terminologies are that you're using, you might want to explain them. But yeah, so I am interested. If this gets picked, I'd read it for sure. But I'm not keen on Tom King. I have to be honest.
I've got I don't know if
I'm that familiar with Tom King's writing. To be honest, I didn't read his Batman run. What else has he done?
He did Heroes in Crisis.
Yeah, Heroes in Crisis. He did.
On that, Heroes in Crisis was all about like the mental health.
That was where Wally West killed.
Yeah.
Dog shit.
But that went quite deep, and it was like, oh my god! And there was panels in it where he interviewed every single comic book character that featured in the book, but his delivery of the narrative was just like very much like, and it was like, oh my god! It was quite a ball ache to read. But
what was his narrative like?
In layman's terms, it was the narrative to read. There we go. But it is, and I think what Leon Russell has said here, Tom King is great when he's working outside of fantasy stuff. Sheriff of Babylon. Babylon is sensational.
Yeah, to be fair,
and you forget it's Tom King writing it. And I think this will be the same because, I mean, what does happen when a pet animal they hate being killed off, or they hate being sold, or they hate being caged, and they kind of want to rebel and find out about it. This isn't superhero stuff, so it could work in Tom King's favour. So, and I'm not sure. I'm not sure if he's done anything for Boom Studios before. I could be wrong. If anyone in the chat knows, let me know.
I don't think so. I think
to me, he was a DC guy.
He is a DC guy, and he's done his own independent stuff. I think for Dark Horse before DC, but other than that, I think it is mostly DC.
Good stuff.
But yeah, I mean, this looks
interesting.
You never know. So yeah, number 1 coming out next week, and then we've gone for this. Well, I've gone for this. Red Light issue number 2. Sarah Cho, Priscilla Petitras, AWA, fantastic publisher. This is called Red Light. This is, this is it. Red Light, mannequins. And do you know why I picked this, right? Because my work is honestly it's not a lot of boobies. My work is a lot of mannequin dressing and window dressing and stuff like that. So I was kind of like, I was very intrigued with it. And when I found out it was issue number 2, I was like, where the hell is issue number 1? Like I went back and went over it. And For those of you who haven't read it, issue number 1 says a futuristic erotic thriller begins. Get ready for a red-hot futuristic erotic thriller that sits at the intersection of sex and tech by exciting new writer Sarah Cho and artist Priscilla Patritas. Right? So I was like, oh, okay, read that, loved it. Went to issue number 2. It continues. Lacey, one of the most sophisticated AIs ever created, is a sex worker in a futuristic brothel.
Ideal.
I read a comic and I can't remember who it was by, and I kept shouting to everyone who I was talking to about this comic. It was about like a red room, an image red room. It was an image comic and it was about a red room and snuff movies and stuff like that.
I sound
like a right sicko, right? But
I know which book you mean. Because you kept picking it for us to read and it never got read. Yes. I do know which one you mean.
Is it not Red Room? Because I've read Red Room.
No, it's not.
Red Room.
It's
because that's weird.
I can't remember who. Image comic. About.
I don't know if you've got this as a slider at all, Charlie, but also Kill Your Darlings issue 4 comes out next week or the week after. It? Yeah, part of the. It would have been part of the same indies, but I completely forgot to pick it.
I can't find this comic right, but it's wicked and it's really good, and it tells you about, like, it's not like Eat the Rich, but there's underbellies to that. I'm going to find it and I'm going to put it on Instagram because I want people to read it. But this is very much like this, and I think I like these comics like this. And there's another one out that I've got a slide for that I'm reading and as well. So yeah, it's pretty messed up, but yeah, read it. It's pretty good.
AWA do a lot of great books, man. I like
they do. They are really good.
They do. They really, really do. So yeah, I mean, I'm trying to find that comic. I'm just trying to find that comic I was talking about, but I can't. So yeah, read this. Artists, writers, artists, and red light, AI, sex workers, brothels.
Everything you need for a Thursday night, basically.
Everything you need for Christmas. Yeah.
There we go. Everything you need before Christmas. So yeah, that's that. Now we've got the final order cut off top 3. We didn't do this last week because unfortunately James got a bit lazy, shall we say, because he doesn't have enough on. But fear not, he's uploaded it this week and we've picked ours. As we do every week, final order cut-off FOC is the date retailers must submit their orders before publishers set their print runs. Orders must be placed before 9 p.m. each Sunday or they may be cancelled. Up first, oh look, it's a Harley Quinn.
Bingo.
I picked this Andy highlighted this to me a couple of weeks ago, and it is sensational. This is Harley Quinn, issue number 36, cover B by the one and only Jenny Frisson. Don't need to say much more about it. I've got it.
Sorry, can we get Andy back on just to say Jenny Frisson?
Yeah. I've got it. I've ordered it as a 9.8 and I'm happy with that. And you can scan that QR code and you can be like me. Do it. There we go.
Everyone just went to do it, and then you said that, I went, nah. All right.
There we go. I've also gone for Scarlet Witch and Quick Silver issue number 1. It's a Scotty Young variant cover, so why wouldn't you want to pick this? No, I did too because I did too. Yeah, there you go. But I like this one.
It's my show. I get to pick too.
No, it's actually the fact that I picked this because I was trying to save you a job because I didn't know if you was busy or not, and picked one, and you sent one through after the slides are done. So I've got the site loaded.
I don't know how that works. Peter sent his. I sent mine straight after Peter sent his.
Yeah, like I was driving when you sent yours, so I've got the slide up. Don't worry.
I see where the loyalties lie, mate. I get it. I get it.
That's right. Go on, Pete. You got yours.
No, I'm just enjoying you guys talk.
Go on.
No, mine's Avengers Inc. number 5. This image has got nothing to do with the comic book. I just like the variant cover. I'm not a big fan of the big chunky glove, mind, and the claws, but I like the idea of it kind of being sectioned into different versions and variations of Wolverine throughout the ages. So yeah, pure cover buy, to be honest. Just an interesting, fun cover. I like the artwork.
Yeah, it is.
And I'm a massive fan of Infinity Gauntlet number 1. You know, that classic cover. So yeah, I like it.
Is Todd Notch the one that did the Todd Notch headshot variants that went on for about 4 years?
Yes.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Yeah, just the heads, just the faces. Yeah, it is.
Yeah. So that's them. And then now we're going to go over to this one because Tom, you picked this.
I didn't pick that one. I picked the other one with Skywarp. But yes, I did pick the.
Sorry, I'm dying.
I did pick the Transformers second print of issue 2 because I really like these covers, and I think these would be the ones for people to pick up because you get an Autobot one and a Decepticon one.
I reckon, Tom, if they continue doing this, that would look stunning as a kind of all the white backgrounds along the wall kind of thing, the Decepticons underneath.
So I think really for issue 1 they did Bumblebee, or no, they didn't. Yeah, they did Bumblebee, Optimus Prime, Starscream, and then issue 2 they've done Ratchet and Skywarp.
Yeah,
that's
this.
The one
This is the one you picked, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
These would look wicked, Tom. They would look awesome in, like, I'm not even lying, you know, like my wall behind me.
Yeah.
They would look so cool, just like top loaders.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what I'm thinking.
I think they're the ones to get, to be honest, people.
I'm thinking for my, because I've got like a display wall in my comic room, that would look lovely along there where my Alex Rosses are at the moment.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, looks stunning. Just whilst you're on the website there, Charlie, can I just mention that I picked up the Christmas box that he's been doing?
Yes. So that is, there you go.
It arrived the other day. I haven't opened the books and things in it yet, but dear God, the weight of the thing for 90 quid is impressive. I opened the outer box and had a quick squint through it, and it looks like it's full of good stuff. So just to advise people like that looks like it's going to be real good quality. Do I like that? So
thank you for that perfect segue. So I've been speaking to James, and he sent through like an idea what he's got for us to do on the show. So he's going to send through, I think at the end of next week or at the start of next year, he's going to send through like a PDF file of everything that's going to include in it, and we're going to kind of like run with it for the show and stuff. And I think he's going to get other YouTube shows involved when it takes off and stuff. But yeah, we've got some good stuff planned with Slab Crusaders, and this Christmas mystery box is, I'm looking forward to seeing how this goes, because I
got a shock when it came through, mate, because the weight of the bloody thing. I thought, oof. So yeah.
And second to none, his packaging. The way he packs his comics, honestly, you won't get better comics packed, bagged and boarded for the price that you get them from Slab Crusaders. There's no one out there. I won't buy my comics anywhere else now because I know the quality that I expect, and I think I know the quality that James expects to give to the customer. So I don't want to buy anywhere else, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yes, so I'm going to end that, right, and then I'm going to go back to the slides. There we go. So yeah, this is Wolverine variant. Tom, I do apologise, but I kind of had to lead to that segue. So thanks for sending that through, and next time I'll make sure I pull over on the hard shoulder and get your image on the slides. Don't have the ump, mate. It's fine.
I ain't got the ump.
It's all good. It's fine. There we go. Right. So where are we at now? It's going to be interesting. I probably lost again. I got your half point on there as well, Tom. 2 halves from the last week before.
Yeah, man. George Dawes at the scores. Charlie in third place. And me and Peter joined first again.
I'll take
Normality resumes. There we go. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to demote myself down to the bottom. Pete can go up top, and then Tom, you can kind of take some of mine. So at least I've looked like I've taken part this week. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
But yeah, and then you can find us over on Instagram, Twitter, or X, or YouTube, or whatever you want to call it. You can find me over at Geeky Guy Comics. I don't really post much no more, but I will start doing it. And then over on Twitter, geekguycomics.com. Tom, I've got to say, I've been loving your like 5 minute movement, your 6 minute movement thing that you've been doing with Rags. I love that.
Yeah, man. Yeah, so you can either find me on Not Quite Mint, but I don't like, same as Charlie. I'm not really giving it much love over the last few months. But if you are interested in fitness and personal training or anything, please follow me on Tom Malian PT. I'm not just a personal trainer. I do kind of coaching of a lot of other sorts of things. And I've currently got a challenge running for Christmas to do 6 movements over 24 days where you add a rep each day. You don't have to actually do each and every single one. It's just a case of doing one or the other, or how you feel. And if you tag me in that, or let me know that you've done it, or comment on one of my videos, you could be within a chance of winning a full month's worth of personal training and a Pasty and Pull-Ups t-shirt. So yeah, please do get involved. It's good for you.
It's great fun. It's good fun.
And a man like Triple G?
So just my usual stuff, really. Over on YouTube and Instagram, and Twitter, and under Triple G, and everywhere else. You know, I've got video coming out tomorrow night, I think. Can't remember what it is, but there is a video coming out. I've got an interesting video coming out probably this weekend about the old UK Secret Wars comic book. Don't know if any of you guys collected that. But there was a series running in the first 16 issues called The Secret Artist, where they drew kind of caricatures of the Marvel characters. So we've got that coming out. That'll be good. Friday night, I'm going live with James Keegan over on One Good Scare Show for the usual catch up. Saturday night, my usual Saturday hangout, and then Monday night, probably doing my art show. So yeah, lots going on.
Here we go. Leon Russell said he usually has 6 movements on Boxing Day. There we go. And yes, and then you can find us over on the Killer Comic Show and then Twitter, Killer Comic Show as well. So always good content. Peter is an absolute workhorse, putting out so much content. But yeah, love to you both. And then we go, the Killer Comic Show sneak peek for next week. So we've got, we've got Batman, Gargoyle of Gotham, issue book 2, isn't it?
Yeah.
Book 2.
Yeah.
Book 2. Tom, you've gone for
Space Usagi, which I thought would be quite interesting to read. So
I've never read a Usagi comic.
No, neither have I, so I'd be interested to read that actually.
Yeah,
man.
We've got Punisher issue number 2, and then we've got Batman, Santa Claus, Silent Night. So I've already pre-planned these. These will go live on YouTube at 10:30. The community vote will go live, and then they will be for the last show of 2023 next Thursday. Yeah. And that would have been 50 shows, I think, or 48 shows. So I think we've only missed 4. It's either 2 or 4 shows we've missed this year, which is
pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good going, considering we've done 50 shows a year and Pete's done 50 shows this month. So
this week.
This week. But have we got any sneak peeks or any pickups and everything? Have we got everything? I look forward to this bit because
not for me, mate. Unfortunately, this week nothing. Oh. No, I don't.
I thought you could hear Santa coming there when you looked up. the bells. I've got a few just little bits, and I wanted to mention something if that's all right with you guys. So I got these from Comic Deal. He sent these through as AOKs.
Oh, they were great, yeah.
Cool, man. Yeah.
Really nice. I love it. And that, I mean, I'm a big Thor fan, as you know, but the Duckula is by far.
Look at that, yeah.
It's stunning. I got a mystery pack from Sad Lemon of 5 Marvel variants.
Nice.
So we got this one. It's quite nice.
X-23.
Got a Mandalorian hook.
Is that in Hook Lee, that one?
I think so. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's got a certificate on the back as well.
Yeah,
so
nice.
that's a nice one.
I
love that one of the White Queen. That's
Who is that?
Nice. White Queen, isn't it?
No, who's the artist? Is it Joanna Coletto?
Lobos. Lobos?
Oh, Lobos. Yeah.
No idea.
Coolio.
Quite nice one. Bit of Catwoman
Catwoman.
action.
Oh,
Nice.
mate. Do I see a frisk?
That's no, that's what's in. Who's the art on that one? That's Jack.
Can't see.
This next one's a frisson, though, right?
Yes.
You're about to
Can't
show
see the
us.
name on that. And that's a sexy foil.
That's definitely a
Poison ivy.
frisson. Yeah.
Sexy
Awesome.
foil. So what I was going to say, Charlie, if you're agreeable, these all go into my giveaway box. So I've got a giveaway box. So every Saturday night on my channel, I give them away. But what I thought I would do, if you guys are okay with it, we'll start doing that on this show as well. So I'll do a giveaway each week.
Cool.
5 free comics, some cards, and a copy of the Kevin Wells's book, the samurai book. I can't remember what it's called. Weeping Blade.
Cool.
That's one. Yeah. So we'll start doing that from next week, if that's all right.
That's it. Go for it. There we go. Will Jack. That's the name. That's the name that I was thinking of. Will Jack. Yes. Yeah, I'm up for that. Give back to the community. Why not? I mean, they waste their time every week chilling in, sitting with us. So yeah, absolutely love that. But I think that's it. I think that's another show done. Tom, I have to say your beard game, now that you're big on the screen, your beard game is strong, mate.
Mate, I've had it trimmed as well, twice.
That's looking strong, mate. That's looking good.
I feel left out. I feel like I need to be growing a kind of a beard, but mine would be white.
Perfect for this time of year, mate.
Go for it, yeah. That'd be
White
great.
and flaccid.
It'd fit right in. That is it. But
Yeah.
that's another showdown. We will be back same time next week to send you off into 2024 with full of festivities, real jangilangos. I don't know. There we go. Look, Tom's jingle bells, jingle balls, and yeah, turkey fillets, gullets, gobbles. Enjoy your weekend. The sun might not be shining, but we will be forever shining in your hearts. Read the comics that you know you will enjoy and you will love, and we shall see you next week. Thank you very much for joining. Ding dong. See you later.
See you later.
Bye.
Bye.